I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on the Spotlight Network, we're diving into the thrilling world of Bloodhound Handler, Book 1 by Landa Coldiron. This action-packed story follows Kalinda Dark, a real-life pet detective solving missing pet cases with bloodhounds, cutting-edge technology, and unyielding determination. Join us as we uncover tales of adventure, mystery, and the heartwarming bond between humans and their furry companions. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Atticus Publishing for helping us put her in the spotlight today. And we ask viewers like you to support authors like her by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing her amazing book. The links are below this interview. Landa, great to see you here today on Spotlight.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. The most anybody really knows about pet detectives, they learned from Ace Ventura.
Yes.
So you are setting the record straight now. They are not like Ace Ventura.
No, they're not.
They're not.
I'm not.
I know you're not. And you do some very, very important work because there is no stronger bond really than a person and his or her dog or cat, whatever it might be. We love our furry friends. How did you start out becoming a bloodhound handler?
Well, I was in people search and rescue for quite a while, and someone on another team actually lost their pet. That is in the book. And I didn't know if it could be done, but they asked me because they knew I was, I had a really good bloodhound. And she was able to locate the pet. So I switched over from people to pets because the state doesn't pay the bloodhound teams. So, I need to pay my rent. And I enjoyed doing it. It was wonderful to really bring closure to some of the people that have lost their pets, because it is like missing a person. When I go on scene, a lot, they describe it as missing a person. It's that they're that, connected to their animals.
Oh, devastating. Your dog runs away or your dog gets taken, you're devastated, no doubt. And you truly have a very special bond, I'm sure, with your dogs. When you work with a dog, it's something different. You're both kind of counting on each other. You're both supporting each other. I think, like I see canine police officers often have such a strong, strong bond with their dogs. Is that the same with you? The dogs you work with, you're extremely tight with?
Yes, they're really my right hand. I have one in the background here in the crate.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah, they're your right hand. You have to learn to read the dogs, interpret what they're doing. It takes thousands of hours of training each dog, and I continue to train them throughout their lifetime. So it really is a strong bond. Like I say, they're your right hand.
Absolutely. Is it always bloodhounds for you? Is that your breed of choice?
That is my breed of choice. I do work with the Jack Russell Terrier also, but the bloodhounds are really made for scent work. They've got the long pendulous ears, and they can barely see. They put their nose on the ground and everything comes up from the ground, and it's just, they concentrate on scent. They're actually a scent-based detection tool. So that's what I get the best, because like I say, when I go on scene, the people aren't fooling around. They want the best.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I've got a Jack Russell Terrier and they're great. They're super smart. They might be a little more easily distracted, I'd imagine, than a
They
bloodhound,
are.
though, right? Yeah.
You got it. They really are. But my Jack Russell solves a lot of cases. She really does.
Amazing. Amazing. That's beautiful work that you do. And this book is terrific as well. So this book is based on your experiences. It's novelized, though, correct?
Yeah, I call it faction. So a lot of the
Faction.
stories are true. They're based on real events, me and my bloodhounds and the cases we've worked. Some are combined, with cases, because you have to make it, real exciting. And then others are made up. But most of it is based on true events, which I find is, actually makes it the best story and the best book, when it's really based on real live events and things that have actually happened with me and the dogs on my real life cases.
Absolutely. What's one of the most challenging missing pet cases you've encountered in real life?
They're really all challenging, but I've had several that are really good. Again, a lot of them are in the book, but
Mhm.
one, I got called out from a TV network that lost a dog on set. It was America's Smartest Dog years ago. So actually, I thought the dog wasn't that smart one, but they called me and I showed up on set, and it was actually out in Santa Barbara, I believe. And we worked one of the bloodhounds, and it took about 3 hours, but we were able to locate the dog, thank heavens. So that was a really good story. And again, it goes into detail in the book. So
That really is quite
oh,
ironic that America's smartest dog
I
is
know.
too dumb to get back to his handler, you know?
Well, that didn't win the award, but I get called on a lot of interesting cases with celebrities and the Riverside County Sheriff Department, veterinarians, moguls in the music industry. So I get called out on quite a few very interesting cases.
I'm sure you do. Let's give the folks at home a couple of training tricks, if you would. Do you generally reward them with like a high value food treat to get them to do what you want? Tell us a little bit about your training.
Yes, they're definitely food motivated. Some
Yeah.
dogs are food motivated, some dogs are ball driven, but
Hmm.
my bloodhounds, I mean, they really want the food. So that's how we start, by running away and having someone run away, and calling them puppy, puppy, puppy. And they follow, and then you give the treat, and eventually you add in longer trails, and you add in turns, and you age the trail. So it's quite, like I say, it takes quite a long time to train the dogs, even though they're naturals. You do need to hone them in and train them, again, thousands of hours.
Absolutely, absolutely. And your bloodhounds are named Ellie Mae and Glory?
Yes, those are the ones that are in the book. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
they're not with me anymore.
Mm.
But I wrote the book about Ellie Mae and Glory and my Jack Russell Apache. Again, none of them are with us, but I
Yeah.
have new ones that are just as good. But the book does focus on my original foundation bloodhounds.
Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Are there some things your Jack Russell can do that the hounds can't?
Yes. The Jack Russell, I use her for evidence detection. So she's trained to alert on blood, collar, fur, um, like signs of a scuffle. Like the other day, we had a case, and she led to a yard in a high residential neighborhood, and she did her blood alerts. It's an alert she has. Now, you can't see the blood, but obviously the Jack Russell can smell the blood. So I told the owners, look, something happened in this yard, and they were able to get video footage from that homeowner that did show, unfortunately, the coyote getting the cat in the yard.
That's
Yeah,
very sad.
but it's
Between,
closure. It's better to have closure. I
yeah,
hear from my clients than to have nothing at all. I have
yeah,
people still looking for their pets years later. It's really,
yeah. Yeah, it's so strange that dogs are so smart. According to experts, smarter than cats, but cats can make their way around town and traffic and all of that, no problem. Dogs, for the most part, can't. I mean,
yeah,
that's the biggest danger, the road, right?
the road. Absolutely. And then if it's a very friendly dog, what happens is people will pick up the dog, and a lot of people still don't have ID on their pets to this day. So they
Mm.
transport the dog out of the area. It exchanges hands 1 to 3 times, and then it's gone. Then you have to really launch a high scale witness development
Yeah.
campaign.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's becoming more and more common, particularly in high-end neighborhoods like Los Angeles and New York, that people are stealing pedigrees. And it's a horribly vicious crime, I think, because like I said, it's like kidnapping a child in many cases. Do you think it's better to give them the microchip or a traditional dog tag or both?
Everything. I have
Yeah.
GPS locator on my dogs. I have the
Yeah.
microchip. I have an embroidered collar with the phone number on it. I don't like the tags; they can come off.
Yeah.
But the GPS nowadays is really my go-to. If I didn't have the GPS, I would not feel safe.
Yeah, I have an Apple AirTag on my dog's collar, so
Yeah,
I can tell where he is. Yeah.
those are
And
good.
he's microchipped and he's got the because like he's a Jack Russell Terrier. He could be anywhere in a matter of seconds if you open the door the wrong way.
Right. And if you
Yeah,
travel, they go to ground and they dig under the fence. If you're at an Airbnb or travel, I get a lot of calls like that.
exactly, exactly. Now there's some cool stories in your book. Many of them are great. All of them I think are great actually. One is a subplot involving a stalker and a SWAT team boyfriend. You want to tell us a little bit about those stories?
Yeah, so that is true. That
Oh,
is absolutely true. I did unfortunately have a really nasty stalker in my life. I couldn't get rid of him, moved several times. I had a horse at the time. I had to keep moving my horse all around Los
God.
Angeles. And luckily, I was dating the lieutenant of the SWAT team, and who was passed on. It seems like everyone's passed on.
Oh,
And, he was able to locate me again after I had moved 3 times, and he was eventually put in prison. Yeah, wouldn't leave me alone. I don't know. So you just get into some strange situations. You have to be careful who you let into your life, especially with the animals too, because he was stalking my horse also.
Amazing, yeah.
But yeah, I had a really good, like I say, I was with the SWAT team. I've worked with them on some of the cases. I got to train with some of the police officers with my dogs. And like I say, I was called out by Riverside County Sheriff when they lost their bomb detection dog. And then, it's been a fun ride. It really has. It's been a lot of work.
It's unusual work. It's work you love, working with animals that you love. So it's a great combination. Now, this is Bloodhound Handler Book 1. Is a book 2 coming?
Yeah, so it's half done. It's half written. So there will be a book 2 in the future.
More stories of adventures on the road with your dogs?
Yeah, I've got so many. I've got thousands of stories.
Wonderful, wonderful. And you're still actively doing this. You're still a bloodhound handler, and you're available for people who lose their pets, primarily into the LA area?
Um, Southern California. I am
Southern California.
Southern California. I do travel, but only in Southern California. I used to go all over. I've been flowing out to Chicago and all across the country, but I've flown with one of my bloodhounds, which is quite an experience. But I don't want to do that anymore. Just sticking to LA, Southern California.
There's enough missing dogs in LA for
There
sure.
are.
Yeah.
There are.
And SoCal, without a doubt. The name of the book is The Bloodhound Handler, book 1 by Landa Coldiron. It is an amazing story that is packed with adventure and fun and thrills. It follows Kalinda Dark, a real life pet detective who is solving pet cases, missing pet cases with bloodhounds, cutting edge technology, and unyielding determination. And of course, a profound love for animals. Landa, thank you so much for joining me here today on Spotlight.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's my pleasure. And to the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.